Okay, so we're on the road to your instructional success as an educator this year. So far, we've talked about classroom environment, curriculum and planning, organization, as well as student and parent engagement. There are just a few more things to unpack to help you deconstruct what might be most helpful in preparing for this school year. Now, I know that some of you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed with all of the information overload, but I promise that we'll get through all of it one step at a time. Stick with us. There is a reason why our school's legacy has lasted this long. It is largely in part due to the partnerships between teachers and administrators, students and parents, all working together to brand our name and make our school's legacy among the most excellent and respected programs in all of Miami-Dade County.
I think I'll share because it falls into like a whole combination of what has kept me teaching after like it's been tough. Mm-hmm. I promise you, after maybe week 2, I was like, this isn't for me. Maybe teaching is for me, but Northwestern is not for me.
So week 2, year 1?
Yeah, okay. Week 2, year 1, okay. Like it's not for me. Mm-hmm. I can't do it, and because there was so many discipline issues. In my teaching experience, I've always gone to schools that were the complete 180 of Northwestern. Perfect students, they knew what they were doing, they were interested in learning. So I didn't know how to handle a student just sitting there not wanting to do anything, or me having to constantly grab their attention to refocus them. Mm-hmm. So what kept me going after that was just thinking about, and when I think about it, it's just when I think about my outdoor project program. Because if there's one reason I'm still here, it's the outdoor project students, even though I didn't have them this year, right? Because the very first day I met them, I said, "Hi everyone, I'm Miss Pierre, and we're gonna be together for 4 years. You know, hopefully it's a great 4 years. Hopefully we build some great relationships. But at the end of 4 years, I'm graduating. Well, you're graduating. I'm graduating with you. I'm leaving with or without you. But I would love for you to be with me." So what kept me going year after year, day after day, was those words I said to those students. Sure. At the end of 4 years, I'm still going to be here for you. I'm going to be here to watch your graduation. Awesome. Totally looking forward to it this coming next when school's over. And just knowing where they could be, just knowing the growth. And with my background being in education in general, I'm used to seeing my students progress. So I know that even though it's difficult for them right now, they may have some trouble respecting my rules, they may have some trouble accepting how I want them to be in my class. I've seen what it's like for students to grow and progress, and I know the worse that they are at that moment, the better they get. And I promise you, 4 years later, the students in the other project, the other students I taught in regular algebra, I see them now walking as seniors. I'm just like, oh my gosh, you're a senior, you made it, like you're here. And it touches my heart. It makes me feel so proud to know where they came from. To know where they came from and like the struggle they had, the behavior issues, coming to me at last minute, trying to pass their classes, to see them like ready right now to graduate and walk across the stage, that touches my heart. And
give us your best slice of advice for any teacher coming into this profession at Miami Northwestern.
There's a lot of advice, but if I had to pick one, it would be consistency. Staying consistent. There's going to be a lot of things you want to try to do with kids, and try new things and innovate, and you're going to fail at first, and things aren't going to work, and you're going to get to a point where you're going to have to make a decision either to pivot or to push through. And I say more times than not, you should push through, and you should stand your ground and stick to what you believe is right for kids, because kids will eventually listen and understand expectation. I mean, it might take a quarter, it might take 2 quarters, but at the end of the day, if you have a system in class that you expect kids to be coming to class with a pencil or showing up on time, like you have to stay consistent. And I think that's good.
Okay, I have two last takeaways that I want to share with new teachers. The first one is when you are struggling, reach out for help. I can't tell you how reaching out for help, asking people for advice, getting different ideas by watching teachers during my planning periods was the best thing I did during my 2 years here to help me become a better teacher. If you are sitting in your room struggling and sad by yourself, you are not using all of the amazing people that work here. I mean, there are people who have worked here and have had breakthroughs with students. They have unlocked student talents they wouldn't have known they had. They've had students write essays and create projects that maybe we didn't know were possible. So please leverage the incredible people who work here at Northwestern. The second piece of advice I have for you is more personal for me, but please keep your expectations for our students high. They're going to come in and they're going to say, "Miss, I don't want to work today." And they're going to say, "I'm tired. I don't feel like it." And they're going to do that all the time. And it's not personal. They're teenagers. They're children. But please push them. Please push them, because I've had the opportunity to watch my students grow over 2 years. I moved up from 9th to 10th with my kids, and hammering away at these high expectations and not letting them slip has been the key to my success. Push your kids to be great, because our kids can be just as great as any other kids out there. So please ask for help when you need it and hold our kids to high standards, because they can achieve anything you ask them to with the right amount of support.